What's is that with?
What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Sean Atwood channel. I am Ron Swanson, and we are here with the wonderful Beverli, Rhodes. And tonight we are joined by Niha, the founder of Unlocked Bliss, CIC. And we're going to delve into some very interesting new topics, especially this is a brand new one for me. And I'll tell you right now, if you'd asked me what this was beforehand, because I just heard the ladies talking backstage, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I never opened my mouth about what I thought this was. Because it was as far from that as possible, right? So, I mean, it would have been a classic moment. But before we get into all that, Beverli, still jet setting around the globe. How are you? How was the beachfront this morning? Tell us all about it.
The beachfront was gorgeous. Beautiful sunrise, beautiful sunset, very pink. Lots of palm trees, absolutely gorgeous. We're in the fantastic Benidorm in Spain, which is really lovely. Our second time here, and we seem to think it's really lovely. Haven't seen that much, but we're going out here, there, and everywhere, and everyone's been wonderful. Absolutely friendly.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, yeah, I'm very jealous. The pictures look fantastic. And yeah. Oh, well, listen, Niha, thank you so much for joining us. We had a little chat beforehand, but just for our wonderful side chat, our wonderful community, people at home watching, can you just introduce yourself and give us a little bit of your background? What sort of brought you to where we are now?
Well, thank you so much, Ron, for having me. Namaste, namaste to all our beautiful viewers, which I'm sure you've heard the word, but maybe some of you are not familiar. Namaste simply means the divine in me recognizes and acknowledges the divine in you. And kicking off on that spot, just before I go into who I am, I really wanted, and I'm going to try and do this without being emotional, but I'm an emotional being, so you might have to live with that. But Ron, I really wanted to acknowledge you. I mean, kudos, dude, to you, to Sean, to Shane. I am here because of you. I got addicted to this channel sometime, I think, in mid-December, when things were like really in turmoil in my life. I got addicted. I'm not lying, Ron, to such a level. There came a point when I was listening to your voice in my head, and I was like, I wish I could do the Scottish accent.
All right, I'm with you. Hey, listen, I feel that.
Ron do. It was becoming a bit like that. But right. I really want to say kudos to you for what you guys are doing. This is in a sea of complete chaos and mayhem and misinformation. I think it is so very critical to hear the pure, authentic, integral voice of this channel. And I really want to acknowledge you. And then to my goddess Jedi, I mean, this soul, you know, if any of you out there are thinking even a smidgen of considering doing work with Beverli, don't even give it another second's thought. Go book it. This woman will change your life more than any kind of gym or, you know, whatever you need to do or want to do to distract yourself. This will make a profound difference. This is the real deal. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
My name is Neha, thank you. My name is Neha, and that's actually Sanskrit for one who loves, which I'm really grateful for, because it kind of gave me an indication of what I should do in my life once I picked up on it. And my big fat formal title is that I am a subconscious quantum energy healing practitioner. Now, what the heck does that actually mean in English? It basically means that I'm a guide. I've developed my skill, my modality to listen to your soul where it's unheard and hurting, and I can guide you to that so that you can release your trauma without reliving it. So prior to the pandemic, I mostly working with SA survivors. Sorry, I forgot, on YouTube again. I was sorry.
I'm saying well done though. You caught yourself. You caught yourself. Done the essay. Yeah. Well done.
It's when you start talking to people at home in public and you go PDF files and they're like, what? Like, it's the conditioning, right? The programming. I told you I've been listening to you a lot, Sean. I wish I could do the accent. That was the only thing that was bugging me. 3 in the morning.
So true. It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, I completely feel your pain there when the YouTube algorithm chat sinks into real life. It's crazy. At least I'm not the only one.
But that was my main thing, because I am one myself and my heritage is Indian. Although I'm born and brought up in the UK, and particularly my community, not just my community, this is there's a legacy of shame and blame attached to this. You know, there is the actual event, and then there's the aftermath that comes with you. Your low self-worth, you know, the fact that you may not feel heard, believed. Those are layers that sit within us that we don't even realize are there. And, you know, in my community, it's very much brushed under the carpet. You know, predominantly the woman is to blame. You know, I'm doing broad strokes. Obviously, I'm talking about, you know, when I was, you know, in the dinosaur year young. And I trained as a theta healer, and I really liked that modality, but it was still too slow for me because I need to get to the happy quickly, because I spent a good portion of my life being unhappy. And I was like, how can I develop this to make this quicker? Nobody needs to relive their trauma, you know, because what we don't realize is that every time we tell our story, good or bad, we basically re-envisage what's happening, because the brain doesn't know the difference between the present day and the memory. So whatever you talk about, for example, baby Nova's birth, that immediately fills you with endorphins and good feelings and the dopamine, even if you're not actually experiencing the birth in that moment. That's what I mean by the brain doesn't understand memory. So every time you talk about a traumatic experience, you are bringing that back to life. You fire off the neurons in your brain to then get hardwired that way, so that that becomes your, what you assume to be your natural knee-jerk reaction to something, when it doesn't necessarily have to be, if that makes sense. Please stop me at any point if I'm not making sense. So I decided to kind of work on this. And even if I reverse back a little bit, I never wanted to be a healer. I actually trained in fashion back in the day. And I was like brought up from what you would call a well-to-do, educated, middle-class Indian family. My mother's family is diplomatic. My father is what you call a Brahmin, the highest caste, if you buy into all that stuff. And so I was basically kind of brought up and prepped to educate myself enough to make a good marriage, because Indian marriage is about mergers and acquisitions. And that was really my main role, to make a suitable mergers and acquisition. I must have dropped off some of the ingredients because I never got the memo. So I completely epically failed on that front. And not only did that, I bring shame to myself, allegedly, you know, because I've done it twice. You know, twice I was like, hey, this is not for me. I don't want to be beaten up all the time. I don't want to be emotionally abused and suppressed and all the rest of it. And that was quite a thing. It's easy for me to say now, because I'm about to approach my triple 20. But when I was actually in my 20s, that was much harder, given that I wasn't ever brought up to speak my authentic truth. I am most immigrant cultures, particularly Asian ones, and by that I mean the broad stroke. I'm not talking about everyone, but you know, you could talk about everyone from Indians, Pakistanis, Dubai, Middle East, Malaysia, Vietnam, all of even Israel and Africa. These, I would say, collective consciousness of parenting was really out of fear and obedience, not out of love, not out of well-being and wanting the very best for your child. In the Asian community, you know, it is pretty well known that parents live meritocracy off their kids. In other words, what are your grades? What schools have you got into? What uni are you doing? What degree did you get? What was percentage of your degree did you get? You know, it's never enough. It's never enough. That seeking of validation externally is only ever actually going to chip away at your own self-belief and self-worth. And that's something that came to me much later. So I was very, very reluctant to be a healer. I sort of stumbled into this backwards. I sort of say it's a bit like me doing bumper cars in the kind of collective. I just sort of would bump into things and think, oh, this is kind of fun. Oh, I like this. I didn't know I could do this. What is this? And someone else would then say, oh, you're clairsentient, or, oh, you're using quantum. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what the heck that is, but I don't know. Maybe in a way I feel, Ron, you're a bit like that as well. You kind of sense there's something there, but it's a bit of, you know, bumping into things and think, oh no, but I actually did that. No, I do. I resonate with that because that's been my thinking for a while. So that's I'm not always brilliant.
Ron's in a transitional period right now. I'm not going to lie. Ron's in a transitional period, and yeah, been some life lessons this year.
That's beautiful. And actually, I can explain a little bit. Please stop me if I go on, because brevity and I are not good bedfellows. I can talk forever, as Beverli will tell you. But I'll explain a little bit about the Vedic ancient culture and why you're in this position of transition now as well. Because that's something else I am. And I will preface this by saying, even though I've been doing it for quite some time, I feel like I am like not even a beginner. I am in the nursery school, kindergarten school of understanding my Vedic ancient culture that I was actually born into, because I was born into what we call actually a philosophy rather than a religion that's called Hinduism. Now, actually, Hinduism is actually a name given to us by colonization. Actually, even the word Hindi is actually a word that was given to us because it means from the land of Hind. And India's actual original name is Bharat. And that's why I actually refer to it as ancient Vedic wisdom, because the things that I've been looking at were around probably about 5,000 years before the Common Era. And I'm just incredibly fascinated to see how the dots are joining up and the synchronization and the layers and crossovers that are happening worldwide at this moment. So I sort of came into all of that, as I said, very backwards, very much reluctantly. I was like, no. I like shoes and makeup. I don't want to be a healer. I can't be walking around barefoot, you know, going Om Shanti all day long. No, I don't think it's the look for me. I drive a fancy sports car, and, you know, how long do you have to sit doing Om Shanti as well till you get, you know, I knew nothing. And the assumption was that I'm Indian, I should know everything. So that was my first lesson, in the fact that I had to admit that I knew nothing, and I had to start from the beginning and teach myself. And I'd say that's been my joyous journey to this point. So now I've been working with my modality for 14 years. It's a 3-step process where I reveal the root of the root that you need to release from your deep subconscious, what I call the bedrock of your belief system. I always say it's a bit like if you looked at a placid lake, you see above, it's beautiful, clear, gorgeous. But if you sliced it down the middle and you went down to the bottom, that's where the muck and yuck, but the ecosystem, that's actually where everything is born, in that dark, yucky, mucky state. And we don't look at that. We think, oh, I'll just do a vision board, and I'm not saying they don't work, or I'll do a manifestation and this, that, and the other. But what I have come to experience is that if you do not release that hidden subconscious self-limiting beliefs, trauma, whatever it is for you, then your manifestations will only come to a certain point. It'd be like bungee jumping. They'll kind of go to a certain point and then they'll sling back again. They won't. I mean, Bev, the goddess Jedi, will tell you, whether I'm right or wrong. But this is basically how I've come about doing it, because my philosophy is this: a high tide raises all boats. And I want everyone to come to the party, because as I healed and saw that my friends were not healing, I was like, damn, I've got to teach you how to do this. Because as I say, I want everyone to come to the party. I know, good company, but I can't party by myself. I want everybody else to come with me. So actually, it is very selfishly all about me. But I thought, oh, well, let's just heal the world and then we can all have a damn good party. So, here we are with you, Ron and Beverli, doing our best.
I think I understand what you're saying about breaking down to the core, the ecosystem that is at these dark places and things like this. And for me, I always find it hard to accept that I think sometimes the decisions that need to be made as a leader or anything like that have to stem from that nitty gritty. I think those who you protect, those are the ones you want to feel that purity and that light and that freedom and that happiness. Whereas I don't think I've got the privilege to have that.
I hear what you're saying completely. And here's my thing, like, as someone who is a recovering people pleaser, this is one of the things I say to my clients. You want to do what you want to do from a place of joy, not fear. Don't be fighting the good fight because you're scared they're going to take over. Because I know, not you, I'm just saying one, listen, they know they should be scared of Ron. I've seen enough of those ghost things and I'm like, oh, whoa. I was like, so they know your energy. But, this is what I say to people, again, even with the people pleasing, I'm not saying don't people please, don't do nice things for the people you love, don't do things that make others happy. Do it from a place of joy, not from fear. That's a conversation I have about anything, jabs, whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want from a place of joy, pure joy. Exactly. That's why I call it unlock bliss, because I believe being blissful is our birthright, and we've been programmed to think that it isn't.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'll shut up.
That fear is the program. So what we're going to be doing as well this evening is we're going to be teaching all our lovely listeners and people in the chat that are asking all sorts of questions. And I must say, Niha, everybody loves your top. Everybody's saying that that's amazing. And do you identify as karma now? So I think that's really it was a cute. Love it. So I think what we're going to do as well is, because we get a lot of questions about, things like Diddy and J-Lo and Beyonce and all these other things. So if we're going to ask 4 separate questions, and those questions are going to be around Diddy, J-Lo, Jay-Z and Blue. And then as a demonstration, with muscle testing is just muscle test the answer on these. And then once you've shown the muscle test, explain to the viewers and the audience what you're doing and how you're doing it. When we go through them, we've only got 4 questions, and then we can start teaching individuals on how to muscle test and what you're looking for, as far as, and Azria, our pink lady. Hello, Azria.
How you doing?
Hello, Beverli, Ron, and Niha. What another fantastic show. So much amazing wisdom being shared. Love the top. Oh, another one loves the top. There you go, Niha. There's the top again.
I make one for all of us. I can't wait to go and I put for Azria. I'm booking for you. That's my gift to myself for my birthday. I've got a few issues going on, as Bev knows, in the family. Both my parents are transitioning currently, so we're a little bit preoccupied with that. But on the other hand, as soon as I saw it, I'm doing that. I cannot wait.
DNA done by Azria. Wow, you're gonna love it. It's so much fun. Wow, thank you, really Azria. That's lovely. I know you are. It's so cute. Right, here comes your first question. We'll do the easy one first. So we've got here.
Cool.
We want to know: are Diddy and J-Lo still best friends? Can you muscle test that for ourselves and for the audience, please? Explain what you're doing when you're looking at, because I know what you're going to do.
Yes.
But show as high up as you can.
Well, I forgot that I had to explain this about my spiritual tell. I always forget it because it's so much part of me now. And if I'm really honest, I can't say I fully know what it is, but just to let everyone know who's not familiar on and all the lovely viewers. So I have the weirdest ass, spiritual tell in that it's a bit like my guide has sort of, I do a wiggle and sometimes I do a yelp. It's a bit like my guide kicks my foot under the table. I don't feel any pain. Maybe if I do, it's like momentarily I get the energy of whatever you've gone through, but it's like a nanosecond. But because it's a surprise, I end up yelping. And I say to Beverli, I want to sort of have like, some sensual fluttering of my eyelids and looking really calm and serene when I do it. But it's not like that. I look like I'm auditioning for a horror movie. So don't worry. I'm not in pain. I'm not having a fit. Completely normal. It's just, I don't know. I tried. I mean, one day when I grow up, I'll be a ladylike. But in the meantime, I sometimes get a jiggle and a wiggle. So no one call the ambulance department. I'm all fine. But the first one was Daisy. Sorry. So there you see. So I went. Yeah, and I was going to explain, some people may be familiar, particularly if you've done kinesiology with muscle testing. I use that as an assessment in my modality. I mean, I didn't explain the 3 steps. So the first one was reveal, second one's release, and the third one's reinstall. But we do muscle testing before and after so that the client can really fully understand what's happened and whether it's genuinely shifted in that 17 seconds of quantum energy healing. And if it hasn't, we need to go deeper and look deeper. And I teach that. I can always do it for people, like I'm going to do it for Jay-Z and for you guys right now. But I teach that. I always like to say this very critically, because that's what gives you your sovereignty. That's going to start. If you start developing this muscle, will give you clarity on everything you have in your head. It bypasses your monkey mind that's chattering away, giving you the internal dialogue, and it connects to your inner being, your soul, what you really believe. Because actually, there are no right or wrong answers. It's only what you believe, and where you put your focus and energy, that's how your reality will come back to be created for you. So if you do nothing else, master this. It's so simple. My youngest client is 5. They do it. I do it with the kids. I used to do it with my kids. They drove them mad, because you always make a statement that says it is for your highest and best good to do X, Y, Z. and then they would go like, can we watch PlayStation? And I would go, shall we muscle test it? And they'd literally walk away because they knew the answer would be no. But let's do that. And I'll teach the first way of doing muscle testing, and then I'll try and stand up and do it. There's a couple of ways to do it. You can Google it. It's really well known. It's a fantastic assessment tool. Couple of points. It doesn't matter the force with which you feel things. It's just that you need to feel a difference. So make sure you're hydrated as well. No judgment. And just because we're mostly water, so we need that balance of water. So you can rub your forefinger and thumb together as if you've got a little bit of thread between it, and rub that together, and then say the words yes, and feel what that's. Obviously, I'm really experienced at doing this. So mine is feeling smooth and going very fast and all the rest of it. I know my glasses. Oh, Ron is on double speed and Bev's doing well. And then pause that and then do the same thing again, but say the word no and see if you can feel any difference. Can you feel it got stickier? Did it slow down? Yeah, both of you. Oh, top of the class. All right. Excellent.
Granular. So feels like I've got beach sand in my fingers.
Yes, that's it. A little gritty. It feels, and so just bear with me. Okay, look. As I said, we were saying in the green room, miracles I can perform, the mundane escapes me. But I'm going to show you the foolproof method. I have to stand up, so bear with me. I do apologize for the enlarged, but basically, barefoot, if you can. Let your body go, relax, and then say the words yes. See if you go backwards and forwards, and then say the words no. See, and then you make statements, not questions. My name is Neha. My name is Ron. I live in Scotland. Always a statement, not a question, because a question has a myriad of answers. Sorry, I got my Ganesh cards out for you. Oh, here we go. What is this? Oh my God. I just sat down on this. I had to just show you. This is my Ganesh card. It says divine support.
Divine.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Read it. Oh, look at that. Divine.
Support.
Wow. Support. Yay.
Divine,
we love that. Yes.
Divine support.
Yeah.
Ganesh is the avatar that is the destroyer. He's like the Ron. He's like the destroyer of all evil, the protector.
And we love Ron.
That's why we see him around a lot. He's there, beginning and end of all the pujas, the ceremonies. Ganesh, is a very, very beloved avatar and figure. So going back to the muscle testing. Sorry, I will try and stay on track. This was about. So I'll just do the Diddy Hollywood stuff, and then we can do other people if you want.
Okay. Do you want me to answer the question again?
Yes,
Diddy and J-Lo, are they still best friends?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
there we go.
I do it in a daisy chain, which is how I trained. It's so hard to explain that on camera, so that's why I was teaching everybody to do that. I can't see the chat, but hopefully it worked. Okay,
we watch the chat for you.
Okay, this is for me. No, this is for Jay-Z. Did you say Jay-Z or Diddy?
Diddy and J-Lo, are they still best friends?
Okay. This is for Diddy and J-Lo.
Oh.
Well, I'm getting a yes, but I'll tell you what else I'm getting through. I don't know if best friends was the words to use. I think they are trauma bonded, and I think what I'm getting is that they signed a pact with their souls, you could definitely say they have a union that's made out of, I want to say the word necessity rather than love, joy, best friends. Exactly. Let's just say they are. Ouch.
Yeah, there you go. I just saw him push you. So that's it. So it's a trauma bond. Yeah, there we go. So so we've got it. So those of you that got no to not best friends, but yes to trauma buddies. Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, fantastic. So those of you that got no, top of the class, and those of you that got that there is something else there, because very definitely your little friend that pushed you at the back there, that gives you the wiggle and the jiggle, we saw you get a bit of a wiggle there twice. So that's really, very, very good. Well done.
Oh, very I'm happy that, I don't know why I think it's a he, but I think a woman would come through with
it's a he.
Yeah,
it's a he. Any questions there, Ron?
Yeah, one second, we do. Hi, Niha. Does ancestral muscle testing differ from traditional muscle testing or other energy-based practices?
No, it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing, different labels. You know, I suppose the kind of word went off ancestral attached to today's program more because that's what I have specialized in, and ancestral currently. You know, as I said, I previously did SA, and I still want to do that. I'm very blessed. I have a CIC business, which is a community interest business. I do that and make a profit for a purpose. But no, short answer is exactly the same stuff. It is an assessment tool just for you to work out, you know, just for you to quieten that monkey mind and work out what's truly going on underneath here, what you truly believe, you know, the bits that we don't sometimes want to admit to ourselves or others. This is a great way. Start real simple, like it is for my highest, I say it this way, it is for my highest and best good to eat this food, wear these clothes, go on this YouTube, ring this guy, sleep with that girl, whatever it is you want. Start by doing that. Start developing that muscle. I can't recommend it enough. But I hope that answers your question.
It works really well. Then we go to the next one. The next one is about Beyonce. It's just a general one. Is Beyonce considering her options in her current marriage with Jay-Z? So we know she's been through. So what do you think the answer is? It a yes or no, or is it a little bit more complicated, please?
Oh, definitely more complicated. But here's this is for me. So this is my yes, this is my no. This is for me, no. This is for Beyonce, yes. So is Beyonce going to leave Jay-Z? No. Is it as simple as walking away? No. It's more complex, I'm getting. And it's interesting when you asked me that question, I got this kind of thing buzz in my left ear. And honestly, it's a bit like, I'll be really honest. I feel that she's heavily decarpeted, derugged. I feel that, I feel that there's something there. Sorry. What's the code word for that? But you know, I feel that there's
medicated.
Yes, I think she's medicated. And I think that there is a part, oh gosh, okay, hang on, let me just slow this down. So I actually get there's a part of her inner little child is terrified and yet strong, but then there's a big part of her that's just in full-on denial. It's too overwhelming. She don't want to see it. They've had this course, this plan. They've been sold it for decades. She's heavily medicated. It's hard to see the wood for the trees. And I also feels like I'm getting her mom now. And sorry.
That was the big one.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't feel like she's surrounded or guided by people that genuinely have her best interests at heart. I think I don't know if she's ever experienced love, compassion. If you haven't experienced it yourself, how can you have any?
Exactly. It's not your frame of reference. Let's face it. You don't know what it feels like, and that's it. A few months ago, I did a show about her, and I said that the Beyonce we see on stage and the Beyonce person that's at home are two different energies. They're totally different people. That's a good question.
Do you think that she will come to, or do you think it's been too far gone? Or I feel that she was too far gone,
because if you look at that cycle, it takes 7 years for it to fully encompass the entire being and take on all of the layers of the spiritual body. Yeah. And I think your little friend seems to agree. So the spiritual body and all of that is totally demarcated as part and parcel of whatever it is that they are. So that's, I think it would be extremely hard for the Beyonce being to get away from it or to move away from it. So I think it's just too far gone, in my view.
And this, yeah, I agree with you. And this is what I'm getting. It's like, even if she was to come away, it's like, who would she go talk to? Who would she go see? This is every single person in her world is heavily embedded and integrated in this. You know, I have been 2 abusive marriages where when you're dominated at that level, suppressed, it's a very slow, incremental thing that happens. It's not that suddenly somebody just loses their temper overnight, is it? You know, I remember having, you know, first it was a plate thrown, then it was a glass smash, then it was something thrown against a wall, then it was something thrown against me, then, you know, then I was thrown. It wasn't overnight.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that you're right. And it's a lonely life for the Beyonce being as well. Been a long time coming. But once again, the extraction, as we know, is also a long time too, bless her. Which is very sad.
And people don't realize this, that, you know, if you lead a life where you literally cannot trust anybody, that you cannot, that you're looking over your back all the time, that you're questioning the food you eat, you know, the clothes you wear, you know, the email, if you feel like you're trapped and you're watched and you are basically being suffocated alive, it's sort of like dying inside your own body. This, you know, and everybody
becoming unalive in your own body. Becoming unalive in your own body.
Unalive, going numb inside your own body and unaliving in your own body, and getting another award, and this big shiny thing doesn't mean anything because it's all cold and hard.
Yeah. The last question we have. Last question we have is, will A-list celebrities be named in the Diddy case? And then that's the last one about the celebs, just to show everyone how this works.
Okay, this is my yes, this is my no, this is for me, this is for the collective. I think that's a question for the collective. Okay, I really hope they do so, but I'm going to put my ego aside and we'll just say for the collective, will A-listers be named? No. So I'm getting yes, and it's a firm yes, but there is a no, because this is the thing that I think makes this the biggest challenge for me in all of this is the A-listers are not the main perpetrators. Is that the way to put it? There are people behind orchestrating, the powerful people. If you know someone's name, they're not the real people in power. And that's who I really think, you know, it has to come crashing down. It has to be really, we have to dig it. It's like a rotten tooth. You cannot build on top of this. You have to dig out all the yuck, all the revelations, all the complete hideousness has to come out so that we can really clean it through, really flush out all the toxicity, all the negativity, all the yuck, really. And you know, now's the time. It was interesting what Ron said, that he was in transition period. And I know from your other shows, Danny's talking about the numerology and the year being 9, and this is the transition period. This is also the end in the Vedic culture called the Kali Yogas. This is the ages. The Kali Yoga is actually coming to an end in March. And for those of you who are not familiar, the Kali Yoga is the stages that basically the world transitions through. This is the worst one. This is the one where it's all about capitalism, consumerism, greed, self-preservation. We have to pull apart to see how rotten we've allowed ourselves to be, because otherwise it's a bit like I was explaining earlier. You have to release the trauma if you really want to manifest something magnificent and amazing. Because guys, I was a viewer. I watched this channel in December. I was like, I want to be there and talk to these people. more. I want to talk to these people. I think I've got something valid to say. I love what they're doing. I think I can help them. And then here I am. And we literally pulled this together in a couple of
You
hours.
manifested this, Neha. You manifested this in the best possible way.
What brought me to my transition was betrayal manifesting itself as vengeance that is going to then be put into a proactive use. My transition is very much just leaning into the left right now, as opposed to being in the center, and it's just the way that it crumbles.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And also, Mars has gone into retrograde, so if anybody, if you're feeling a little like, as Beth knows, I was.
We sorted that out, didn't we? Most of it.
I was like, I don't think so. Wrong human, wrong day.
Yeah, I struggle with believing in my own basic humanity. It's disappointing some days. I wish I could just split myself into multiple versions and get a bunch of other things done that I need to get done. But here we are. Sleep. Yeah. Why do we still need sleep? We need to evolve.
Indeed, I agree. We could do a lot more with just a little sleep. So, would you like to explain to the viewers then, if a little bit more about the muscle testing and how could they use it to test certain things? Because I know there's one or two things that everybody could do, and I would like to empower everybody through Niha as a great teacher to be able to show everybody how to do this, so that you can just do quickly one or two small things to check if something's right for you, and if it vibrates and it resonates with you in this very special year, 2025, the year of the 9, and the year of shining light into even the smallest little corner. It's everybody's time now to sort of awaken in the physical world, because this can be done by real people in the real world, and you can help yourself with this. So over to you, Niha.
Oh, bless you, Bev. And that last sentence is so important. This is accessible to all of us. Exactly. It is important for all of us, I believe, to come together now. This is why this channel has become such a beacon, because the intention was clear and pure. And maybe it may not be, I don't know, as professional as some others or something like that, but that's not the point of it. The point is
real.
The intention.
It's authentic. It's real, authentic. So don't forget, like, share, and subscribe, everyone.
Oh yeah, like and share for authenticity. Ron is authentic to a fault. Okay, like authenticity is my curse and my superpower. But yeah, we need have no fear, people. 2025, the awakening year we are going into. The powers that be, the darkness is kicking and screaming like an insufferable toddler inside a Walmart right now. Okay, they are doing things. Their own vibrations. Trust me when I say the spiritual war is real. Okay, and it's time to lather up. Okay, time to lather up, because some of us are stepping into some spicy territory. So like and subscribe. Yes. Thank you.
Nice to have some light back in the world at the moment. So let's hear from Neha. How do our viewers do this? Just teach them carefully one or two small things. How can this make a difference, and what can they do in order to sort of sort out various things in their lives, please?
Definitely. Well, as I explained before about the muscle testing, I got up and showed you my lovely backside. So you put my ego aside. For the greater good, we got the junk in the trunk. But that's, you can use your body like a pendulum. You can either muscle test. We just don't understand how magical our body is. How the body has the ability to heal everything. We've been giving our power away to everyone and anyone non-stop. And now we have to start to take it back. You think about the first time you asked for permission to do something. It's actually when you were at school, when you said, can I go to the toilet? This is perfectly normal bodily function.
Yes. How awful. I remember that.
So young. And recently, with my youngest, without going into personal details, we came across a situation where these young teenage girls have to ask permission, even when they're on their moon cycle. They have to put their hands up and go, please, sir, I know. It's so humiliating. This
embarrassing.
is a normal, and you know, teenage girls, it's literally the last thing they want to do, and you can imagine how much
Exactly.
Mickey they get taken out of them by the boys.
Yeah,
it's so nonsensical, but it's very much in the programming of, no, we should think whatever mainstream media tells us, the headline news, the clickbait. We should have certain exams. Like, as I went back to my own upbringing with me, you know, as an Asian woman from a certain family, you know, my aunt, who's married to an ambassador, said to me that you would have made an excellent ambassador's wife if you only talked less, because you know.
Well, that told you then, didn't it?
I was like, have you met me? It's like, I clearly in one of my lives got buried alive while I was speaking, and ever since then I've tried to be heard.
Oh,
and
Lord.
As I said, you know, brevity and I are not good bedfellows, but I over communicate and over explain because I know this is so important. The first step for me is just to take your own sovereignty, so you can start doing and play around with it. You know, everybody's heard of asking for parking spaces or green traffic lights, or you know, I don't know.
Green traffic lights are good. I often ask that all the time. So if somebody wanted to have the energy moved so that they could understand, you know, whether they were going to get a new job or whether they needed to move jobs. So there's that time of the year coming up. Now we're ending January very soon, and that cycle of January not to make decisions, that's finishing soon. And then we come into February, when it then becomes safer and it's a much nicer moon cycle to do it in February. If somebody wanted to do that, could they ask themselves and the higher self, could they ask of that energy, and what would they do to move that energy so that they could then attract a better job for themselves, or a better way forward, or a move of house, or a change? How would they do that? You know, if you were to explain that to someone, if you had someone as a client.
I'll break it down for you now. And actually, depending on your time and everything, if anyone's got a yes or no answer, a question, I'm happy to do it for them as well from the chat, just to give them an idea. But that is exactly how you start using it. Because, you know, when people say like healer, what is a healer? A healer doesn't do anything to you. A healer just triggers within you your own ability to heal. And as soon as you can start to grasp that, it's like, oh yes. And people are like, but I didn't create this world, and I didn't want to be in debt and living in England when it's -4 and blah blah blah. No, you may not have done it on your conscious level, but you might have done it, probably would have done it in your deep subconscious. And as Beverli said, this is the way to connect with your higher self. So we'll take the job situation. As it happens, I have actually on all my I think on YouTube, definitely on TikTok, and perhaps on Insta, I've done loads of videos which will help you get into alignment. I always ask for permission. That's all you have to do. That, you know, we discussed this, Beverli, as well. If someone doesn't ask you for permission, it's a universal law. Don't work with them. They don't know what they're doing. You must give permission as well. You know, even when you watch all these videos that maybe have horrific things, as these revelations come out, you know, learn to protect yourself. Say, I do not give permission for anything out of the screen to come at me, to affect me, to affect my morphogenic energy. Start understanding that your spiritual protection, energetic protection is as vital as putting on a coat in cold weather. It is.
And having a drink of water. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely critical. On my door, as I walk out the front door, it's written, I am protected and grounded to the highest and best good of all. So going back to the muscle testing statement, this is the thing. I make a statement, not a question. So the statement is, it is. So instead of saying, is it, remember, it is for my highest and best good to leave this job, apply for another job, start my own business, go back to college. Well, that's all you have to say. It is for my highest and best good. And then you can muscle test it. You can get specific and say, it is for my highest and best good to continue working in this career, to ask for a raise. And then if you don't want to ask for a raise, think about why you don't want to ask for a raise. I'm going to say most of us, especially if you're working for someone else, probably heavily underpaid. That's what's been going on. That's, I referred to earlier in the Kali Yogas. This is this time where now we're going to go into transitioning, and now you should take ownership. If you're not going to start your own business or collaboration, because I really genuinely believe in this age of Aquarius, it's truly about collaboration like we've done today, then, basically you're going to work for someone else, figure out, how you can do that collaboratively. So you don't think, I think Danny said, no one is above anyone else. We are all equal. A high tide raises all boats. I genuinely believe that, that this is what we're here to do. We are hacking through the jungle for everybody else to come with us, join us together. That light, this is part, going back to my culture, we celebrate our festival of light, Diwali. Why? That is the light that shows you the path to home, to yourself, to your inner being, to whatever label resonates with you. And I genuinely believe that is what we're here to do. So you muscle test. It is for my highest and best good to have a session with Beverli, to watch Ron's channel, to eat this food, to book Azria. I say this to all my clients as well before they work with me. I just simply say, it is for your highest and best good to do a session with Neha or not. And I think I've got one coming about generational childhood trauma coming up, I think on the 2nd of Feb, just at the full moon. It'll be the best investment for yourself, for your
very
own
nice
self.
Well, we're sharing all of your websites and all your other bits and bobs. Thank you very much to all of the mods. They're sharing all your information there and everything that you're running. I know sessions. I'm sure you've got it all under control there, but I can say definitely moving the energy right now to the higher frequencies. That is part and parcel of what we're all doing. And more importantly, the earth, Mother Earth, Gaia as a whole is accelerating, and we're accelerating into that full activation. And this is why we have so many off-worlders visiting us and individuals appearing in their homes, and all of these amazing activations of the DNA that we're seeing as well. We're getting a closer connection to our non-physical and spiritual side in our own dimension, but also in the other dimensions too. So shall we have a look at some of the questions? Because I can see we've got loads of questions. Neha, it's fabulous. We've got some lovely questions. They're all super.
I love doing the live. I do really well on TikTok, on YouTube. Actually, I think, I don't know, is it called shadow ban? Because I'm like getting 0 views on my videos recently. I'm like, oh, what's okay? But this is the thing. As I said, it is so beautiful to interact with others and to do this and to be able to help people easily shift the needle. That's what I want to do. Make it as accessible
in real time.
Easy in real time. If you can say, is one of the biggies that, we'll go through questions, but maybe everybody in the comments could say, muscle test. I love myself completely. And when I say completely, that means you take full ownership of all of you, even the hideous dark bits of yourself you don't want to admit to yourself. You accept.
And they're the worst. They're hard, aren't they? They're very hard.
No,
I freaking love my
and then even bits. How my love.
I'm saying I love my dark bits. Like I really just, I love all parts of me. And I'm odd like that. I embrace it all.
No, you're not odd like that. This is the thing. That is the way forward. You should be the norm, not the exception, Ron. I'm genuinely telling you. That's why you're such an inspiration. Because you do that and you accept it with no judgment, with no shame. Our self-judgment is just ludicrous. For most people, their harshest critic is themselves. Let it go.
Agreed.
If you take
100%.
anything away from this conversation, let that go. When I meditated on today, I got the 2 words, love harder. Start with loving yourself harder. This is what will help you transition and ascend. But right, I'm shutting up. All about the viewers.
Right, question from Lorraine Tredget.
Okay.
So it says, Niha, I would like to know if this year I'm going to get a new home as I'm going through a long-term relationship breakup. Please and big thank you. Could you let Lorraine know for us?
Okay. I'm sorry you're going through a long-term breakup. They are the worst. And actually, with that regard, I would say, Beverli, I'm sure you'll agree that it would be pretty important first that she actually cuts cords, because if you don't cut cords, you're not going to go very far. You're gonna, like the bungee jump, you're going to go a certain point and then you get pulled back. So, yeah. So I would actually cut cords with your relationship and also with your home, because that's the thing. We have my home is my temple. I have, cut cords, completed the contracts, returned. And here's the thing, and I'll do the mantras for some of you when we can. I call it a mantra because when we say a mantra, we become the mantra. And one of the things in the mantra I say is returning it to Gaia. We don't let things just float out there in the universe. We return it to Gaia so it can be transmuted into light. That's really important. So if you want to, definitely, I think on YouTube, I've definitely got a cord cutting they're like a minute long, but also Bev's got a brilliant ritual as well, haven't you, with the orange and the candle? That's really good for cord cutting. But let me see about a new home. So this is my yes, this is my no, this is for Neha, no, this is for Lorraine. Lorraine, new home this year. Yes, you will, goddess. Yes,
wow,
you will.
Lorraine.
But cut the cords. Cut the cords with your relationship. And I'm also getting I don't know about you, Beverli, but I'm getting cut the cords with I don't know if it's his family that cut, I don't know if you're married but you certainly, as you say, it feels like, there is extended family. That's always hard and a little sad. But if you don't cut the cords, what happens is every time they say something or do something, it's like a knee-jerk reaction. You respond to it. So you can't ever catch a break. You can't reset yourself. You can't just gather yourself and think, what have I learned from this? What do I want to keep? What do I want to release? Because you're always just literally, like me, with my jumpy man.
Yeah, in defensive mode all the time.
Yes.
And then you have these,
yes,
I call them the hooks, because when you look at the energy body, you have these hooks from individuals, and then you have the spikes as well. You have the spikes that come out. And if you haven't cut all of it, then these little hooks and the spikes end up finding their way into your energy body. And then it does cause a bit of chaos. But we know from chaos comes transformation, and then eventually comes peace. But for Lorraine, I agree with you absolutely. So yeah, it's a good answer there. Then we've got the next one from Ost. Do I have negative attachment from my childhood or previous relationship? I had brilliant awakening and visions and premonition dreams. There's your little friend there. But for the last year, I feel so blocked. Ta very much, Augusta, and I cannot say the surname is Zisti. So there we go. What do you pick up for this particular?
What she said, I couldn't say that either. So here's my yes, here's my no. This is for me. No, this is so it's actually 2 different things. Negative attachment from your childhood. And I got it here. I got it here.
That was a slap to the back of your head. That was.
Yeah, it was, and I have to wonder whether or not perhaps there was some kind of hitting or violence as a child, or that kind of. It felt like
I got that too. Yep, I got that too.
Indian mothers Yeah, Indian mothers do that. You know, that happened to me a lot. I had a lot of violence. And so it's that kind of real, you know, when you pull the arm back because it's got force. That's what I got on the side of my.
Where you slap your chops. Okay. Yeah, that's a big one.
And then
okay.
Not from a previous relationship. That's a no for Oste. Is it from a so I've got not from a previous relationship, but what I am getting is a little bit of what I explained in the beginning, is that because you haven't healed that childhood memory, it was a trigger. So it triggered the real source was a, but you know how it is, Bev. It's like sometimes it happens, isn't it, Beverly, that you know, then suddenly something happens and you're responding as if you were that child being beaten up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then the other person's like, okay, sorry. I can release that if you want later. I hope it helps.
I think that would be a good one. If we can do that, maybe once we get to most of the questions, if we can do like a bumper release for everybody so that we can send that energy and just try to help as many folks as we can, put them all together and then just send that light. I think that would be really wonderful for everyone. We've got Lady Warrior. She says, this says, does this activate the pineal gland?
Yeah, yes, it does. I mean, in the sense that your third eye is, you know, is what you need. That's your gateway to your inner being, your intuition. So, you know, any healing, any energy work will activate what you might call your chakras, which will, you know, your light and from your spine, you know, or your pineal gland, which is what we call our third eye. You know, it's whatever you want to call it, what label resonates to you most, your higher self, your inner being, your soul. You know, I happen to believe, even with the words like God, creator, universe, whatever resonates there, same, but different, as they say in Thailand. And I actually personally don't believe that all that exists out there over there. I think it's all within you, within your own heart, our largest energetic organ. I always found that very interesting in 2020 when they said 2 meters away from each other, because that's how much the energy is emitted from our heart chakras.
It was very interesting during that interesting time. What's our next one? Shannon H.
Yeah.
I am seeing online a lot about placing your name in salt water. What are your thoughts on this practice, please? So that's.
I've never heard of this. How does it work?
Yeah, no. Well, what I do a lot to my clients that need additional energetics, because the sea is obviously across all of Gaia, across the earth.
Yeah,
it's a very strong energetic area, and the simplest way in which to protect yourself is to put salt on your bed or to put your name in salt water. And I think that's what Shannon is mentioning, is that I'm seeing a lot of
when you say, sorry, Beverly, talking over you as well, so rude, bad YouTube etiquette, Beverly. But so when you say put your name in salt water, do you mean on paper? How does that work? I don't understand.
Write your name on a piece of paper, fold it up, and put it into a glass or a tumbler or a beaker or anything like that. And I generally say to put it on the shelf or to put it in front of so it gets sunlight and moonlight, so that it allows that protection to go around yourself. It just resonates with the individual whose name is inside the salt water. But it also activates. It activates and asks Gaia, the whole of the world, sea, to provide that protection at that time for whatever period of time you needed.
Oh, okay. And what do you do with the water? Do you drink that or something, or you put it away? Or
no? Once I say to everyone that once the piece of paper becomes all squishy and it starts becoming very fluffy and goes into the water, take that, and it can be taken either into earth, water, air, or fire. So you can do any of those with them. You can either put it back into the earth, which is fine, just not near plants because they won't like it too much. Or you can put it back into the water, take it back to the sea, or you can put it back, or take a hose pipe and hose it back to water, or you can take it, to fire, use it use it to put a fire out. So if you've had a barbecue or something like that, use that to put a fire out. It goes back into the fire. So any of those will be fine. That's how you would send it back to source, as it were.
I love
So we've got.
I really think. Oh, sorry, Beverli. I was
Right.
too busy. I was like having my own conversation with you.
All right. Deanne Daly, she says, has Hollywood and the music industry always been this way? Whoa, there, you just got a kick in your bottom. He's very busy
That's
tonight.
What we call a hard yes.
Yeah, that's a hard yes, absolutely.
I mean, and I was watching something. What was it? Something I can't remember. Oh yes, it was actually QI. So this was actually based. In fact, this is a program in BBC program in England. And well, mind you, that doesn't mean anything, but that's a sidebar conversation. Anyway, this is a fact there, and they were talking about some like 14th century P. Didier. There was a thing. There was a thing back in 14th century for what they called erotic topiary, and gardeners.
So it's been around a very, very, very long time. Is the answer there? That's a good one. Yeah,
and even in our generations, Shirley Temple, Judy Garland. You know,
yeah,
you go back. So yes,
just read their life stories. You've got Sue C, which is Gels 67. Niha, will my main family issue around my grandchild be resolved in a positive way, please? So that's an interesting one.
That is an interesting one. I'm telling you, I'm getting more information than I am with a yes or no, because okay, well, hang on. This is my yes. This is my no. This is for Neha. No. This is for Sue. Yes. This is for Sue's grandson. Be positive way. Yes. I'm getting a yes. Yay. And here's what I want to also say. It is very much around, you know, again, this is the word. Be discerning with your thoughts and your mind. And one of the most powerful tools, I'm sure Beverli will back me up, well, of course, because of Marilyn, the Hawaiian forgiveness mantra, the Ho'oponopono. Sorry, please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. All that lovely huna that you did. This is such a powerful prayer. I believe, Sue, if you say that on behalf of yourself and your grandchild, I think that can help precipitate that as well. It will keep your minds clear and your DNA and your energy and morphogenic field ramrod focused on getting that positive, and that's the information I got for you.
That's fantastic. Yep, I agree with you fully there. And then we've got the dictator. Another question. My twin sister passed away from addictions. Is she in a better place and happy? Question mark.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well, I got that. The dictator. Actually, when I read it, I moved first as well. And you know, will speak on this with much more authority than me, but 100%. When you cross over, when you transition, we do not, when you go to the celestial world, I'll put it that way, because that's probably the least controversial word to use. We do not have earthly bodies. I know I look good. I can't carry it to the next life, unfortunately. We don't stay in this body. This is not what we look like. We don't experience the pain we experience here. We don't experience the joys we experience here. We certainly and I'm truly sorry that's a hard relationship to lose in this realm as a twin sister. And it might sound strange, but I would also cut your cords with her, because that will enable you to kind of like bring a little bit of peace to your grief. You know, grief is, I want to talk to Beverli about the grief and the grief process. I think we can do a whole program on that, because I'm actually experiencing that with both parents. But I think a lot of people can transition this year. As we say, you know, the timelines split. There are a lot of people exiting. I know in my life and my clients, a lot of people, and grief is not something you can just kind of, magic wand and, shanti your way out of it. It is a complex process. It is not linear. It has layers to it. You can feel angry, you can feel resentful. It's not always about loving memories of someone. You can be cross that they've left you. You can feel helpless, frustrated. All of that has to be kind of processed.
It's part of the bereavement process. Absolutely, all the layers. Yes, we're sorry for your loss there, dictator. Absolutely.
Thank you so much love, my love. Sending you so much love. Sending you love. I'm moving soonish, but I don't know if I can sit and wait until after my personal new year or if the goddess will help things around to do it sooner. From Shani? Is that
Shannon Lee?
Shannon Lee, yes. Forgive me.
Shannon Lee.
Really
the tongue twister.
Okay. So basically the question, as far as I've understood, should you move now or should you wait until
after April?
Oh, after April. Well, yes. If you want to do it quickly, that was yeah.
So what was the answer to move sooner? Because obviously by the looks of this, it is horrid
moving and jobs. Yeah, lots of people moving and jobs and things like that. So this is a great one for the public to start doing themselves. Remember, you do it this way all the time. So this is my yes, this is my no, this is for Neha, this is for Shannon Lee. It is for Shannon Lee's highest and best good to move now. No. So it is for your highest and best good to move in February. No. March. No. April. That's what you just said.
There we go. That's for Shannon Lee. There we go. That's perfect. Thank you. Welsh Gold. Yoga has been literally a lifesaver for me. Yoga, not painkillers. Blimming yoga. That's lovely. Thank you so much.
I love that Welsh Gold. I love that Welsh Gold. Great name as well. And anything, Percy, this is just my personal opinion, not a reflection of anyone else's here, but anything that can get you and detach you from big pharma and you take sovereignty of yourself, go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Ben Chelban says,
you really want to know?
Chelban, this could be a fun one. My daughter is expecting. Is she having a girl or a boy? I guess you're going to get.
I tell you what. Why don't we all write down what we think it's going to be, and then we'll all show at the same time on camera what we think. Because I already got my answer, and it was a.
What was yours?
Well, we're gonna. I'm gonna write it down so that we can all show our answers at the same time. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Does she want to know? Telsman. If your daughter doesn't want to know, you might want to tell her to leave the room. I never wanted to know. It was my impotence for actually getting them out.
I've lost a pad of paper. Like, I don't understand where my notepad's gone. Right. So I will just say it on 3, right? So
okay.
You ready? Wait, what do you guys think? Okay, do your thing. Do your thing.
This is for Neha. This is for Chelsman daughter. Oh God, I don't know. So it's a question. That's the problem. I have to make a statement. How would I make that statement? She's having.
Did you know? Will it be? No. Is it a girl? Is it a boy?
No, I got girl.
I got girl too. I got a strong. Yeah, I got a strong girl. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Those of you that got girl, that's fantastic. Thank you, Chelban. What's our next question?
You must let us know.
Yeah, abundantly empowered. Hi, Niha. When I'm muscle testing, sometimes I get unclear results. Oh, good question. For some questions, I've gotten a yes, followed them by a no. Is that me getting in my own way? Thank you. Great question there. Great question.
Great question. Thank you. A great handle, abundantly powered. We are what we say we are, so I love it. Sometimes you can get in your own way. just think that first of all, make sure you're hydrated. Again, on my YouTube channel, I do have somewhere where I have a little video which basically kind of really gives you clarity and oh God, what's the word I want to use? Sorry, my brain went a bit dead there when I read the other the comment. It's basically to kind of reinforce your yes and no to make it much stronger. But what I'm getting through with you, abundantly empowered, and you can muscle test this as well. For me, it genuinely feels like it's a question of you not actually trusting yourself. So I would actually muscle test, I trust myself. You know, we don't trust ourselves. We don't, you know, like, for example, as young women, you know, we have that intuition. We know when we're being followed. We know when something's predatory. But when, particularly in the era when I grew up in the 70s, 60s, 70s, we were always taught out of it. We were always told, like, oh, don't be so silly, or you're making a big deal of that, or you know, but you know. And then we kind of get programmed into not trusting ourselves. Trust big pharma, you know, we were just talking about that, versus yoga. Trust, you know, what so and so says on this program, or this thing that's sold to you from that advert, or this supermodel has sold you. No, trust yourself. So I would say, and we can do one on trust. We can do one. I'm also getting abundantly empowered. It's for you. I would also test feeling worthy, deserving, all the big yummy ones. Just your basic.
Absolutely. Love it. Missed information. Thank you for your time. Oh, bless you. We're having a lot of fun here. Is the business startup I'm working on going to out for me, is it dangerous at all with who I'd be working with? And there's 3 purple hearts there, which is lovely. Thank you so much. But I cannot afford a super chat at the moment. So let's have a look at this misinformation. Let's have a look.
Yeah,
so is the business startup I'm working on going to work out for me? I think that's the most important one. Maybe we can also add a financial boost for anybody in the energies we do later. Maybe we can do like a financial boost for anybody that's working on some lovely stuff. And let's hope that they're prepared to accept the energy. What do you get from misinformation?
And I would also, with the financial boost, the what I would do, and I recommend everybody in the chat check this, just check whether or not you are coming from a scarcity mindset, because we have again been programmed endlessly. There's not enough food, there's not enough money, there's not enough time, there's not enough opportunity, there's not enough wealth to go around. There's more than enough blue sky in the world for everyone.
Exactly.
You know, let's just take a beat. There is, I will ascertain this again, just my views. There is a distribution issue. There is never a lack.
I've written them all down. I've got them all written down. So what do we have then? Business startup. What have we got for misinformation?
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so this is for misinformation. This is my yes. This is my no. This is for Neha. No, this is for misinformation. Yes. Will the business be a success? Yes. I want to say, that was weird. I just got something come through here. I want to say as well, I don't know, I wasn't sure, but I was going to the second half, which was it's dangerous at all with who I'm working for. So I think misinformation, what you need to do, first of all, it's an interesting question to put up there. Is it dangerous? Like, if there's a possibility of it being dangerous, why would you consider it? But put it up, misinformation, literally say, it is for my highest and best good to work with so-and-so, work for so-and-so, collaborate with, get employed by. So always, it is. I keep saying that because our knee-jerk reaction is to go, is it? So it's not, is it? It's, it is for my highest and best good to work with whoever you want to work with. Because you haven't put the name there, It's difficult for me to respond to that, but that's what I'm getting through. But the word dangerous is quite a strong word. So perhaps you're thinking, I'm getting that you think the business is a way out, but at the same time, some instinct is telling you that perhaps maybe not to rush into this, or look at things again. Maybe it perhaps is not as secure and safe as you want it to be.
Agreed.
And
yeah, I do get a bit of a concern there. Have a rethink there, Mr. I did get a concern. Right, Jennifer, should I disclose things at work or keep silent? So I'm getting straight away, this is whistleblower territory here for Jennifer. And it's what, 1501. See what you get on that for us there.
Okay, hang on. Yes, no, this is for Neha. No, this is for Jen. Should you disclose things at work or keep silent? So I'm getting quite a complex answer here, but I'd say initially, should you disclose things at work? No. But when you said about the whistleblowing as well, should you disclose somewhere what's happening at work? Yes. Should you tell the people at work what's happening? I don't know. Are they in on it? I don't know, Beverli. You might be getting more better than me. For me,
I think that disclosure within the working environment, depending on what level you need to go to, if it is a type of disclosure where there could be ramifications, then consider whether you are in integrity with yourself, because it's really about the integrity. And when I start looking at your numbers as well, when you've got the 15 and the 1, when you add those two together, that's a 16. And a 16 is the karmic number on the numerology side. That's one of the karmic numbers. And then when you reduce it further down, it's a 1. So it's the first number you get to. It's a very strong number. So maybe this is just all part of what you need to do, is to say your truth and be in integrity with yourself. The fact that you've asked the question, I don't know how you feel, Niha, but the fact that, Jenny, you've asked this question says that this is worrying you. So I don't think that there is an option to stay completely silent. I don't know, Niha, what do you think? Are you going to get a kick from the back again, do you think?
There you go. And then I got heavily distracted by this beautiful starseed that's just come into the room. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm going to have a moment. Oh,
she has become the little baby that only settles when she's with her dad. Right? It's almost a form of terrorism towards her mother. Right? I just want to point that out. Right? Like, her mother grew you in her tummy, went through a lot to bring you into this world, and you're giving her a complex. Right? I mean, look at this. She's just so chilled out.
She's so lovely. Yeah. Bless her.
Chilling.
Oh
my God. Can we put her on the screen? Make her. Can we have you as a center? Can we just have just a baby? Just a baby.
Oh,
oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Beautiful.
We hearing test last week because we were a bit the doctors were a bit concerned. So it turns out she's got perfect hearing and just ignores us. So brilliant.
Oh well, there you go.
So yeah,
I told you then.
she's a cutie pie, but she's got a little attitude right now, but that's okay. She's perfect.
I think she's worked out. She's got wrapped around her little finger. I think this Darcy.
100%. I mean, look at her. She's just sitting chilled. You know, it's fully awake, just looking at the lights and being like, "This is amazing." Look at the lights.
This is amazing.
And Dan is amazing too.
Oh yeah, Dan
is amazing too.
Dan is doing a great job. It's just this little girl is she is like, I just want to lie on Dad's tummy, and that's it. That's it. This is it. This is our happy place right here, right now.
Enjoy. Mine are like, oh my God, mine are 20 and 17. I want them to be like little Russian dolls that you could keep little versions of them. And you're like, hug me, like I'm like an addict at a Monday morning methadone clinic, and they just look at me and go, "No."
I'm with you.
Here we've got JK period. I've got vitiligio.
Like,
It's
like,
skin lightening, isn't it? As I always wondered, is there any spiritual meaning behind those of us who have this? Please and thank you.
oh right.
I think
it's
it's more past life from what I recall, because we had a really wonderful lady on last week who was talking about the different types of past lives and how a lot of her clients have got particular items that they bring through from the past lives. And she was saying that certain things like skin issues, like very large birthmarks, port wine stains, etc., some of those issues are very obviously past life. And when she does the regressions, she was saying that that actually is all shown up as part and parcel of a sign, if you like, from something being brought through from a past life. What do you think?
Oh, how interesting. Yeah, I have heard this as well. If I'm not incorrect, with vitiligo, what I think Michael Jackson was also diagnosed. And I remember meeting someone who claimed that he was Michael Jackson's homeopath and he was giving him this, that, and the other. I don't know whether it worked. It was a random claim. He seemed quite sort of priest-like and everything. So I don't know whether it was true or not. You know, it's all those things. There's so much gets touted about. I do feel that is definitely some kind of past life. The word that comes to mind is actually branded. I don't know what you feel, Beverli. It does feel like
it does. Yeah, it feels like it definitely is something with this person that has been carried through from a past life. That would be very interesting to put that to our guest when she comes in again. Is what does she feel about that? Because she's worked on to like 500 or more cases, and I think that she'll be able to come up with all sorts of different views.
I've heard this about moles and birthmarks and things like that as well, that they're kind of, especially in the Indian culture. And with the vitiligo, what I felt like the last message I wanted to give, which was coming through again, it's around the love harder. I know this might think like, oh my God, you don't know what the hell it's like to have that. You know, you're telling me to embrace something that you can't experience. But then if you look at people like Winnie Harlow, she's, you know, world famous supermodel with vitiligo. She has embraced it, and maybe one of the ways you could do that would start again with "I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you," the Hawaiian forgiveness mantra. Start again, to say it to yourselves, you know, particularly I think for women, and definitely women of a certain age. You know, as we get older, we're made to feel so self-conscious about the way we look, everything, we're judged by it. It's very hard to, you know, to not, you know, even today, I'll be perfectly honest, I was like, oh my God, there's no way I'm coming on here with gray hairs and this, and I want to get my hair done, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and all the rest of it. Because especially when you do a YouTube, and like when I do my TikTok lives for 2 hours, I just got to look at me, and then at the end of it, all I can see is like, oh my God, I've got this bit imperfection, and that's imperfect, and this.
Embrace it. You're perfect as you are, you silly Billy.
Yeah, that's the short version.
Oh, you are perfect.
Fabulous. You look fabulous, ladies.
You do look fabulous indeed. And guess what? Get your cards out, because Patty Purejoy Ragdolls, which I think is kitties, ragdolls are kitties. Can you please pull a card for me? I love your Ganesh cards. So there we go.
I know. I'm in love with them. Some artwork from them. If I put that up there, can you read it? What it say? Oh, blessings.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. There we go, Patty.
There you go. Blessings. May you have, Patty. May you have blessings, as so it is, Ashe, from Lord Ganesh. If you can screen grab that. I'm sorry, I'm not holding it very well.
Hopefully.
I love this deck. I've got
It is a beautiful one. That is absolutely gorgeous. So could you tell us what the deck is actually? What is it called, so that if our viewers want to go and have a look, they can have a look at it?
Yes, definitely promote this. Oh my God,
that is called Ganesh. There it is.
Whispers, Whispers of Lord Ganesh by Angela Hartfield.
That's beautiful, beautiful drawings. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, they're really stunning. And this one, and I've got another deck, which is the Kali deck. We'll talk about Kali. We have to talk about Kali. Yeah, we have to talk about Kali.
Let's look at this one again. Are things going to improve somewhat in life, or am I in it again at any time? In other words, is it going to improve any time? Cheers then, and that's for either of us from Welsh Gold. Maybe pull one of your cards again from the new deck, the other one.
I'll pull your card, and while I'm pulling this card,
yes.
Here's the thing I'm gonna say. Look at this. You couldn't make this up. Welsh Gold. I said this to my children a long, long time ago. In any given moment, we have the opportunity to choose who we're going to be. If you want to say your life is going to improve, it will. If you want to lean in with blind faith, which is hope in the unseen, then your life will improve based on three things. If you can get into the vibration of it has improved, the law of assumption, the law of detachment, and then the law of attraction. That's how it will. If, however, you can muscle test this as well, that I am, we went to another one. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Gold. If you can muscle test, so this is another way of muscle testing. I do it because I've got the cards in my hand and I didn't want to lose that card. You put one finger over the other and you say yes and you say no. So this is my yes, this is my no, this is for Neha, this is for Welsh Gold. I am, now what is it I got in my head? I got Welsh Gold that, actually what I got is I'm doomed is what I actually got. So muscle test that I am doomed, because if you have I am doomed in your deep subconscious, my love, then it's pervasive. It affects everything. So no matter what you do, like the bungee jump, you will go a certain way, but because in your deep subconscious you have I am doomed over, it's like a blanket layer, everything will somehow come crashing away. So the first thing, so listen, please forgive me because I am a cat slave and one of them is scraping away at the door. Bear with me. I'm sorry about this.
Nova is sleeping and has fallen asleep less than 5 minutes on Dad after screaming at her mother for the last hour and a half whilst I've been live.
Bless her.
Excuse the Rainbow Fest. She just absolutely loves these lights. So I'm just going to give her 10 minutes to make sure she's totally asleep, and then I'll
then pick her up. Oh, bless her. That's fantastic. Yeah. What have you drawn for us there?
That was a card in I think it was someone they wanted to know, and it just empowered, and that was the card, and it seemed right. I can't. Forgive me if
So we've got.
Will I be the same?
Will I be the same as I was before I had cancer? Do you know even why I got the cancer? So we're very sorry that you had to go through this very difficult time with your cancer, and it's very difficult to get back to where you were before. But I will say that having had a similar situation a few years ago, that I was cleared and went into remission. And I did get back to exactly where I was before and was able to not only put on weight, my hair came back white though. Lovely, who knew? White. I used to have lovely dark hair, but it's white now. But other than that, it came out white instead of, it used to be black. Lovely, beautiful black hair. Well, it's white now. But that's perfectly normal, apparently. And so I think that you will be able to get back to where you were before, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I'm pretty stubborn. What do you think, Neha? What have you come up with there?
I agree. I second that. I co-sign everything she just said. And here's the thing about Cancer. I know it's very controversial, and this is just my opinion. And of course, we always recommend that you seek professional advice for anything medical. Please don't just take our word as the word of goddesses. They are the words of goddesses, but do also seek professional advice.
Medical advice, yes.
Cancer is supposedly repressed anger. So maybe clear out some anger issues. Test that muscle test. I have repressed anger.
Whoa, and there you just got a kick in your bottom again.
I did. Yeah. I know. Imagine what a fun date I am.
Yeah. Sharon Harfield,
there are times when that my neighbors are going to call the police, especially if I'm out in my hammock in summertime doing it, and all they can hear is just this woman screaming across the fences.
You're going to have to do some work and ask the guides to do it softly.
More feminine, a bit more delicate.
Delicately, yes.
Oversleeping. Let's just dial it down.
Oh, my word. Then we've got date of birth from Sharon, and that she's passed on her date of birth. I feel as if I have gifts from above. Well, everybody has psychic abilities, and everybody does have a level of gift. So when we have a look at, I've just had a look at yours, and it looks like it's a number 5. So I think that we need to look at where you're going and how you're moving forward, particularly in this universal year. And the most important thing for that is freedom, the joy of life, and symbolism. So look for the symbols out there. And then most important is change and adaptability, because number 5 is the master of change. And it's the ability, it's like a survivor number. It's the ability to thrive in all sorts of different environments and different situations. So I will pass you over to Niha, and maybe you can draw a card as well for Sharon.
Yeah, definitely. And as I ask the universe for a card for you, this is also what I'm getting. Definitely around flexibility. And this is another one, because we all have to be really adaptable as water this year. We go through, right, Beverli? And one of the things you could do is muscle test. I am in alignment with my adaptability. I am in alignment with receiving mode. I am in alignment with my highest vision, my highest self, that can be adaptable for the highest and best good of all. And what, I don't know, Beverli, would you agree with me or not, but anybody who's come on Awakened, even Ron and his journey, for me, my experience is that what I do, anyone can do. I just happen to have mastered mine. And I have to pick up the...
And that's very, very true. Anybody has got the ability. It's like a muscle. You just need to be able to practice it and practice it and practice it. I mean, I've been doing this for 50 odd years, so it's a long time. In the knowing, and that was lovely. Love it.
Look at that. Look,
beautiful. Those cards are awesome. And now we've got from Natalie Louise's. The salty water has since evaporated. The paper never dissolves. But well, from that, Natalie, then put the paper back to the earth, which is fine. Put it back to the earth and put it back. And it's not just. It was because we are Buddhists. It is something that the Buddhist ways do teach, and you do have that ability to put it into the salt water. It's not just Buddhists that do that. It's also different types of energy workers. They also understand that you utilize all of the rivers and the seas when it runs down into the sea. You use that energy, the energy from the sea, which is the salt water. And that is not just the Buddhists that utilize that, but it can be anybody that can utilize that power of the salt water for protection and universal ordering too. So we've got a next one.
I don't have a Nova, but I've got
you.
Honestly, I'm getting this rainbow room. It just chills you right out. I'm like, I'm not even being funny. Like, it is relaxing. I'm going to just nip away and test my luck and see if I can swaddle her up. And get her.
Okay, you waddle away, and this Niha is for you. We've got a reply back, and we love it when people send us, responses. Do you remember you did the muscle testing for the Shannon person? She says here, thank you so much. I will sit and wait until after April. So there you go. I just want to quickly share that with you.
Oh, I love that. And also, it feels to me as well, Shannon Lee, it's not about waiting. It's more like the transitioning period and prepping and cutting cords and making yourself clean, getting to know what you want and what you don't. That's the thing we need to learn after
for
relationship.
Shannon, because she's moving on and she's, as she said, it's a whole movement. So it's definitely the universal cord cutting, because otherwise it's going to be a boomerang situation. So we've got a new one here from Sarah, Nature's Way UK. Oh, how wonderful. I've been learning homeopathy. Is this my way forward? So have a look. What do you say, Niha?
Yes, no. Neha, for Sarah, it is for Sarah's highest and best good to pursue a career in homeopathy. Hell yes, we need more of that, need more of that. I had 2 babies on homeopathy. Yeah, Sarah, go slay it, girl, slay it, because you're doing it anyway. Just believe in yourself.
Exactly. So we've got another one coming up. JK period. Oh, I think we've. I'm so sorry. I think we've done that one. Is there anything spiritual behind the issue, as it's not a common problem? So this was what we were talking about with the Michael Jackson issues and the other skin issues. Is there anything else you can mention?
I don't know if I'm getting this from Michael Jackson or not, or from you, K period. It was also without my glasses. Weirdly, you sort of look a bit Michael Jackson-y in that visual. But I'm getting this, which was current from Michael Jackson. Actually, you should do one on Michael Jackson, Beverli. You should definitely do a program on Michael.
Yeah, we should do. That would be. Yeah, maybe you can come and help us. So we've got a new one here with Bri Van Thang, and I can't VBS. Hello,
okay.
Glyn Niece Lowry. I'm remote viewing or something else. So I'm not quite sure what that means. Do you want to pull a card? Pull a card?
Yeah.
I think
I'll pull a card.
Pull a card, and then I'll just do the numbers here.
So I pull a card and the cat's on them. Cat's got the card. I was just going to say about the vitiligo thing, and the same thing I got with Michael Jackson. To me, if you want to say spiritual meaning, I don't fully know what that means, but what I'm getting is it's all about loving yourself more. Can you really love yourself that way? Most of us actually, if you want to think about it energetically, probably have vitiligo. It's not pure and divine. And listen, I have my petty days. I have my grumpy days. I have, I'm a flawed human who's a work in progress. Like I'm a wounded healer. Oh, babe. Sorry, the cat doesn't want me to take. The cat doesn't want me. Yes, the cat bit me when I tried, because the cat's lying on the cards. And it was like, my cards.
No, your cards. And then I've got a master number here. It's 33, by the way, Brivant. It's a 33. So we've got a really strong master number associated, but that is definitely the emotional sensitivity. But also we've got that life path number where people are positive and compassionate. But also I think it's one of those really strong ones where the heart can lead with warm, bright light. So I'm not sure whether you were asking whether there's an ability for remote viewing or something else. So it is possible that there's more to the something else, but everybody can remote view. What have you got there for us? You've got...
I got drive.
Ooh, that's a good one. So drive forward, move. Well, you're a master number 33. Great year for the numbers 33. Fabulous.
Fabulous. Completely in
Absolutely
alignment.
Fabulous.
So I'm having so much fun. So
it is. I hope everyone is having fun. Do we want to have our Niha back? So it put 1 in the chat if you want our Niha back, seeing as it's the first time that she's been on Awaken with Beverli Rhodes today. And you never know, she might be coming on a Saturday Psychic Live, because I think we could have even more fun on Saturday. So let's see. Rose, hello, beautiful. Can you tell me if I'm on the right path? And could you pull a card for me, please? By the way, loving this session. Yay! Are you going to pull a card?
Oh, sorry.
Rosie.
I get excited in my fangirl mode. This is for Rosie. I think Ron, I can pull a card for you. I think Ron's just going to put Nova down, but we can...
The baby to bed. Yeah. Pull a card on behalf of Ron for Rosie.
Okay, so this is my yes, this is my no, this is for Neha, this is for Rosie. Rosie is on her highest is currently I get there's some kind of flexibility and there's not a kind of, I don't feel like you've nailed it, like there's no commitment there. You're a little bit of a wavering. I'm getting a wavering energy. That's what I'm trying to say. So can I tell you on the right path? Yes, you are. Again, I would say as well.
Oh, lovely.
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I don't know.
Another kick from behind. Yeah. Another wiggle. Then we've got Pam Power.
Oh,
I have a neurological condition. Very serious question here. Will I walk again? So obviously, you know, Pam, that we're not clinicians. And obviously, you would have gone to your neurologist and they would have given you the odds on this. But we can only give you general advice, really. We can't say yay or nay for sure. But what we can do is talk about some of the spiritual aspects around your energy body for Pam. Do you get anything on Pam at all?
Well, here's what I can do. Again, we must emphasize, of course, you need to speak to medical professionals, but here's something you can do for yourself, Pam. So I'll do my yes, my no. This is for Neha. No, this is for Pam. You can say my neurological condition is physical. So I get a no. My neurological condition is emotional. Yes. This belongs to me. No. May well be something you brought in from a past life, and then I would then speak to a past life. This belongs to a past life. That's what I'm getting. But again, this is very serious. I would recommend you still follow the guidelines of your medical physician, of your doctor. But this is something you can test with any fit. So there's a book called The Body Holds the Score. I think I'm saying that wrong. Hang on. I ought to know that. I've read it loads of times. The Body Keeps the Score. I think it's called The Body Keeps the Score. Now, I cannot recommend this book enough. It's written decades ago. Like Louisa L. Hay, You Can Heal Your World.
You can heal your life. You can heal your life.
Yeah. You heal your life. Sorry. Heal your life. That's it. That you know what's going on is that my bladder suddenly like kicked in. It's all right. I'm like, can I minutes? Yeah, and come back and the body keeps the score. But I recommend you read those books for anything that's going on physiologically, because those books, these people have really researched how your physiological responses are related to your spiritual one. And another guy that I highly recommend you follow as well is the Iceman, Will Hoff. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. The Dutch man. He holds gazillions of records. He has, I think, hands down, unequivocally shown how the human body can regenerate, reset, and restore itself under full scientific investigation. Always do whatever you're going to do with the guidance and knowledge and support of your medical profession. I'm just giving you additional guidelines that you might want to look into to explore in a deeper level. Wow, super chat. Yay, thank you.
Yeah, so I have a recurring throat issue. I cough, then it leads me to a retching. I instruct a release mantra at the time. Do you suggest a new way to nurture this clearance? Good question, Sharon. Really good question.
I love this question. And you know what? I tell you what, my youngest has the same issue. We call her Gollum, bless her, because she sounds a bit.
That's a bit harsh.
I know. Because it's scary as hell. She does this whole like. I'm like, oh my Gollum. It's all right.
That's like dad sounds. That's just dad sounds at 7 o'clock in the morning. Every dad in the world is like that about 7 o'clock in the morning. Standard dad sounds.
What do you suggest then, Niha?
I don't know if she'll think that's a better compliment. But
that's true.
So if this is 100% your throat chakra, I can muscle test to you, but I'm telling you without a doubt is your throat chakra. I would suggest that you can test this. You can muscle test this, Sharon. I know how to speak my truth with ease. I know how to speak my truth for the highest and best good of everyone, because that's another thing. There's all very well speaking your truth. Are you speaking it for the entire collective highest and best good? Maybe not. Let's just say some, for example, politicians may be speaking their truth. Is it for our highest and best good? Let's say maybe not. Yeah, that's what you want to learn to do. You want to be able to, and if you're not, if it's saying a no, again, I've got tons of videos on my Instas and my TikTokers and the blah blahs and the social medias, but you'll definitely find one there. Clearing your throat chakra. I use a lot of light codes, light languages. Something we can do again at the end of the session or another session. But muscle test, Sharon.
I'm going to add that one in because we've got this one here is right. So that one I'm going to add here clearance, because at the moment we've got financial boost, we've got healing, we've got moving forward, we've got health, and now we've got clearance onto that. So we will add that on. Perfect.
But yeah, muscle test, Sharon. So here's my yes, here's my no. This is for Neha. No, this is for Sharon. Yes, your throat chakra is blocked. Yes, you know how to speak your truth with compassion and clarity for the highest and best good of no. It's safe for you to speak your truth. No, so you don't feel safe to speak your truth, Sharon. That's what I'm getting. And you can dig. I know how to, I give myself permission to, it is possible to, I am worthy of, I deserve to, all of that lot. Guys, could you give me 2 minutes? I just take a break for 2 minutes and then come back. Would that be okay?
I don't take a break.
Ron's playing with his, trying to do something with his lights right now as well. So you just take a minute.
I will run and people.
Remind everyone to like and subscribe. Push this little live stream out if you can. Ron is trying to save his corneas right now and is trying to find a balance between light in his eyes. In fact, that's all right.
That's good.
Yeah, that's all right.
So we've got Shah Goldberg Clark. So she's asking, I have been more than tired these days. I've been feeling like my energy is depleting. Thanks so much. And that's from Charlotte, which is really lovely. Thank you, Charlotte. So what I've done is I've added onto our list for later when we're going to do the session for the sending out the energy. I've added tiredness on there as well, because we're gonna do something really nice towards the end of the show. So that would be good. So because we've got the changes that's happening worldwide, and we've got what they call the Earth Rise, which is the energetics now moving forward, making those changes. But, and this is the big but the energies of those that are trying to drag us down have also increased slightly. And this is where the issue comes in, is where we've been releasing a lot of negativity and a lot of issues with those that are either earthbounds or those that have been attachments here, there, and everywhere. A lot of those are moving and changing and going forward. We then find that because those have been removed, obviously there is a space or a scar that has been left in the energy body. And because the energy body has that space, it can take up to 90 to 120 days before that energetic body has repaired itself. So for you, Charlotte, if you find that you're finding that you're very tired, also we're still in January, obviously, and we're just moving towards a change with the planets, it could also mean that that's part of the depletion. But if you've had all these things happening in your life, which I do think have been happening with you, then this is all part and parcel of the recovery period that you're in right now. I hope that helps you. So, Simone Elizabeth, lovely picture. Thank you for the super chat. I'd like to know what you sense about my future and my past. That's really good, Simone. I think that's the right way to say it. I'm hoping that's the right way to say it. So Niha is back with us. And if you, while I read through Simone's energies, would you like to, Niha, pull a card for Simone so that she's wanting to know about the future and the past? So I will go into some of the past energetics and see what I get on the ancestral side, because I think that the Simone, particularly the energy body that I see in that little thumbnail of yours, is that there's a lot of energetics that have been pulled through both on the left and the right side. So there's a lot of energetics coming through and a very strong frequency in this lifetime that's been brought through from like 4 or 5 generations. So there's a lot of generational historical issues that are coming through for Simone at the moment. And that's all playing, and you've just got a wiggle again. So that means your little friend agrees with what I'm saying. So we've got those aspects coming through really strongly. And what have we got there? Oh, that's pretty. Surrender. There we go, Simone. So give in to what you need to learn, understand what you need to learn, and then look at ancestrally, what is it that's come into you in this life currently, so that you can learn from it, accept it, package it up nicely, and then send it up to the Akashic records.
And what I'm getting as well on the back of that, that's all 100%. You can also test, Simona, that I am in a karmic family pattern. I have brought through ancestral. I mean, I know I have. I just obviously clearly select all when I chose this life, because I've gone through I obviously got really bored choosing and just went, I'll just select all. Because if I told you like a smidgen of what I've gone through, but I always say to my clients, I'll jump into the hole with you because I've been here before and I know how to get out with ease.
Exactly. You know the way out. Very, very strong.
Beverli and I have talked about this, and again, going back to the end of the Kali Yoga, which will end in March, which is springtime, when we will give birth to the next yoga, which is the yoga of ascension. That's why so many of us have into this lifetime in this particular period with all our ancestral baggage. We did select all and like proper immigrants. I shouldn't say that's a bit racist, but because I am one, first gen, we came with all our baggage, all the bags, all the ancestral stuff, because remember I said we need to clear it up from the rotten roots. We do too much of our society that has been compromised and corrupted. We are desperate now to clear it all out. We can't leave even a speck of the fungi. Like if you've got a plant that's got fungus, you can't clear off all the surface and then leave the roots all yuck and fungi too.
Back.
You have to.
It does.
the whole not even a speck of fungus or moisture can be in there because it compromises and infiltrates. And
it comes back.
We've got a bit of a dry till March, but if you can get to it to March, and I think that it is important in this to understand that the more we surrender, going back to the Ganesh card, with faith, the more actually you'll feel more secure, more grounded.
So we've got Tia Bean. I'm partially retiring next month after 47 years working in the NHS. Wow. It's a long time. Thank you for your service. And keen to fully give up and start the next phase of my life. I think that she definitely is someone who deserves it after 47 years. Any idea time-wise whether I should consider this? So I think that's about, it looks like I'm partially retiring after 47 years. So that's, I'm partially retiring next month. So that's a partial retirement. So maybe she's going to retire fully later the following year by the looks of it. So could we do some cards? Yeah, because she says here, I'm partially retiring next month, and you had a wiggle there after 47 years working in the NHS. So it looks like she's doing a partial retirement now. I think the question there is, I'm keen to fully give up and start the next phase of my life. Any idea time-wise? Okay, so there we go. Any idea time-wise what this person should do? Whether it's
Tia, I don't know about you, Beverli, but I'm getting retire as soon as you can. Don't wait.
That's a very interesting one. Okay, so yeah, because she says retiring next month partially. Yeah. So yeah, NHS though.
I've got
you got something.
Yeah, yeah, and there was some kind of thing, and I don't know. See, what I'm getting is that first of all, everything's going to be restructured so much. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm getting a thing of like kind of you're not retiring right again, and we must do this. It's a scarcity mindset. It's like, am I really safe to retire? Will I have that money? Will I have that pension? I don't know. In a couple of years, how many pensions are going to be there? You know, not to scare everyone. I'm not scared. I'm just trying to muscle test. It is for my highest and best good to fully retire next month. I can do it for you, but I'm just getting, don't let it be, if it's because you love your job and you want to stay there and you want to do it gradually, then do it from a place of joy, but don't do it because, oh, shoot, maybe I should do it gradually because I don't know if financially I'm in that place and, you know, should I give up? I don't know. I'm getting it's quite jumbled. That's the vibration. You have to tell me, Tia B. Obviously, when
I think with the NHS, though, particularly for someone who's been working in the NHS for 47 years, I know that contractually the NHS have very long resignation periods or someone's going to retire. They need some people, especially if they're like quite high up in the NHS and after 47 years, that person should be. Then it's a minimum of 3 months. And some cases, depending on what position they hold, it can be a 6-month notice period before they're allowed to go. Yeah, no, they're very strict. The NHS is very, very strict. But if you think about it, you know, come 2030, you've got at least, I would say, that over 50% of the NHS that we have now would have retired by then. So it's a very interesting predicament.
Yeah, and I think as well, and that's the other interesting thing about the next yogas that we'll be entering. It's all about technology and how fast technology would advance, and there are so many jobs that, you know, for example, that exalted position of being a surgeon will be taken over by robots now. You know, there will be a lot of jobs that you know, this is why I'm also encouraging people. One of my favorite workshops I do, which is called Monetize Your Magic, as part of your sovereignty, if you can find something that's your passion that you love to do, now is the time to start your businesses. Now and
brilliant, love it.
make sure it's if you can do something for the community, if you can do in collaboration, like my business is, CIC, we make it for profit for a purpose. I do not know why this is the case. I do not understand this, but in the UK, at least, the amount of grant funding money is just insane. It's just insane. And you can get grant funding money as an individual, like Ron could get grant funded for going out and just, evil. And Beverli, for what you do.
The government money. The government is getting no investment in anything I do, I'm afraid. Grant, you little scampy government grants. Getting me to fill in a form, eh? Don't think so. Council. Don't think so. Not today.
We're talking about the NHS lady, the TI person. She was talking about
embedded and filling out forms by now.
Definitely 47 years in the NHS. I would imagine that there are reams and reams and reams of documents to fill out to leave the NHS.
Really impressive, and thank you for your service. Definitely.
I agree with you. 47 years is a long time, and I bet you anything you like that they never even acknowledged all her years of service either. So we're going to acknowledge her there. So well done, Tia Bean. 47 years of service NHS. We salute you. Yes, I love it. Laura Stoner, question. What will my next job look like, and when will it be coming? My birthday is, I'll do the birthday, and you can pull the card if you like. Niha, let me just quickly do that. It's 3/12/1981. So that's 10/81.
What do you want to do? People don't sit and think about what they want. Do you want to work with people? Do you want to work online? Do you want to make a difference? I just decided I go broad. I said I want to make a difference with love, and that's what I do. I had no clue. I didn't know what this was healing was. I didn't know, whatever it was. Right, for Laura. This is for Laura. Card for Laura.
Laura, you've got a 7 there, which is a very interesting number. I do like that. How are you doing?
Courage.
Is it courage? Wow. And that's good, because 7 is perfection, balance, completeness. It's all part about, your wisdom. And, basically the 7s are problem solvers. So the completeness is there. So all of that works extremely well together. So it looks like it's going to be quite soon. So when we look at that, what have we got here? We've got 3rd month. So that's what, January, February, that's March, which ties in with what you were saying about the changes. So that's March. And then we also have 7th month. So that's July. And then we've got 12th month. So that's December. So that should give you some sort of time frame there, Laura. Let us know whether you're happy. Put a comment, say feedback. Yay. And I don't see any ones in the chat. Come on. Do we want our Niha to come back? I want to know. Put some ones there, please.
Yeah, definitely. We do. 100%.
Come on. We want to know for sure. Absolutely. Avina, that's sativa.
Feed my shallow ego.
Oh, bless you. Oh, dear. What am I going to do with you? I feel like we often look in the stellar space, but there are many worlds within the planet. How do we link with the elementals? Yay, fairies! To the end, to help and assist in ending galactic slavery. Wow, that's quite a question.
Yeah, that's deep.
Join Beverli's remote viewing free sessions. Come and meet the Goddess Jedi in person. People,
they are available. They're starting again on the Friday the 24th. We're doing a training sessions. These are training sessions, so that anyone who wants to try out and wants to have a go, because it's all about frequencies. And it's all about utilizing your own abilities. And you'll be very surprised when you start working on a Friday and you start participating. You'll be really surprised how accurate you can be, even though you might not have any experience.
Is this over the WeberNet?
Yes, it is.
I like to call it the Bevernet. No.
I'm stealing that.
I'd love to try. I'd love to take part in that.
Oh, it's fun. It's late. It's UK time, 8 o'clock. We had to make it late so that we could accommodate our lovely people in Canada and Australia and in America and all those places, so that we can all have a couple of hours.
You relax, you chill out, you come for the session. Do you want to do one? Do you want to do a little bit with everyone like you did with us? Do you remember about the number thing? Do you want to do it, Beverli?
No,
do you want to do it now?
We can't do it now. I haven't prepared a target. I need to give you guys a target like I did last time.
So that give us just a number. You gave us a number. You gave us just a number.
Yeah, I did. But behind that number was a picture that
it's
had
never
been there.
Simply just a number. It's never simply just a number.
It's not just a number. No, not just a number. Ron knows that. Ron knows that of old. It's not just a number, it's a target number, but underneath the target number is the energy that you view. But you all did very well last time, so we're going back to school on the 24th. What have we got here? Yeah, oh, thank you for the super chat. So Niha, thank you for sharing, and Ron, thank you for sharing your knowledge of beautiful energy.
The ladies have beautiful energy. Ron has ragey energy tonight. Ragey energy.
We like
Ron is Mars.
I'm stress cooking everything in my freezer right now in the oven, so that's where I'm at. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hope it's something yummy. I hope it's something yummy, because where we are at the moment, the vegan menu is just really not nice. Cabbage, onions, and roast potatoes. How bland is that?
Rootin' tootin' Beverli Rhodes in frickin' Spain. That's what that is. That's rootin' tootin' good time. But no, I was vegan for like 3 years.
School dinner. Do you actually have a
school dinner? It was a school dinner. It was really puffy. It wasn't very nice. It was.
Do you recommend that everyone is vegan? Do you think that we're all going to go more plant-based? What is your feeling on it? I know it's just your personal opinion.
I swear to God, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Niha, right? So here's the thing, right? I think I should be allowed to go out and just kill a deer, right? So then that is one. Right. So then one animal's life is gone, right? And then I would eat that deer for a year, and then it's one life, right? So for me, it makes more sense. If you're going to eat meat, you should have to go and do the deed, because this whole in a packet, you know what I mean? It does my head in. And we should be eating more things like rabbit and deer and all these things. And I'm sorry, vegans, right? I'm sorry. I was vegan for 3 years. Turns out happiness does come from cheese. Okay, all right, directly our happiness. 3 years miserable and so pretentious, It's like, oh, did I mention that I've been a vegan for 2 years now and my soul has died? Give me the cheddar, right? So
I think you come to the territory. Don't you get a jacket to be righteous? And like when you become a vegan.
But I will say this, right? If I'm getting stuff out like everything that I'm cooking in the freezer right now is all vegan, right? So it's samosas, and it's like I think there's some of Dan's like vegan like chicken nuggets and fake and things.
Nice. You didn't ask me for samosas. You've got a desi girl on here, and you didn't ask me for my samosas.
I'm telling you now. If there's one cuisine in the world that I could eat as vegan and not even care, is Pakistan, India, and that whole region where they just like, you want 10 different breads? Yes. You want a bunch of stuff fried? Yes. You want a bunch of stuff that's just delicious, spicy gloopiness and rice? Hell yes. Yeah. I could be a happy man there. Happy man there.
It was really vegan before you westernized it.
That's true.
There is things for me where there's just no reason to eat meat sometimes. With the options that are out there now. I mean, there's don't get me wrong, I still eat burgers when I'm doing the barbecue, but the ones I get for Dan, they purposely put beetroot juice in it so that it looks like bloodletting when you're cooking them. They're trying to make the whole meat experience like a thing, and it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing, right? But there's some things I just don't care about. Like if you're going to eat a chicken nugget, right? If you're going to eat a chicken nugget as an adult, it may as well be a vegan one. That's all I'm saying. Okay. because the chicken went.
Ron.
Oh
We
no!
love you, Ron. We love you, Ron.
Oh, timer went off. See, there we go. Right.
There we go. Timer went off. What was the
I'll be
timer?
back in 2 minutes.
Oh, that's from the beautiful Dan. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. Wow.
Oh, bless her.
We've got
Oh, bless her.
we have got
Well, someone thought something about
Baba Dani Keze. And that is they saying, I'm watching from South Africa. May I have a reading as well regarding my work in the pharma industry and my startup business? So there we go. Do you want to pull a card for Babazini?
Yeah, I was going to say, because I saw it went off on the vegan thing. There was a question before that about something.
It was. I found it. I've got it. I'm going to go back up to that one. I know where it is, and it's from somebody called Guidance. But because it scrolls down in order, I have to purposely go back up. So I will do that. I've got the Guidance one on my screen. I will do that.
Okay.
Babazani. Yeah, let's go.
4 cards. Yeah, you got 4 cards, but I think it's because you asked 2 questions. So first you asked you regarding your work with Big Pharma. So Big Pharma is
and then the other one is startup. So let's do the pharma one first.
Oh, I don't know about this, but this is Big Pharma, or this is to do with your startup. So this is Big Pharma. At the moment, it's saying you're belonging in this industry, and that's for you at the moment. It's belonging. I don't know if that's resonating. I don't think Big Pharma is going to go down. If anything, it's going to. It really is the largest industry in the world, and we are kind of choke of them really controlling, because at the moment I feel, again, this is just my personal opinion and feeling into it, that no one has questioned their authority or questioned their research or questioned with any response what they've done so far, even as far as, and I wanted to have this conversation with you as well, because I got this today about Hollywood. And, I found it very interesting, the whole drug ketamine and why that's used and then socially acceptable. But it's the one drug that I really am very, very wary of. I feel it's manufactured. I feel there's too much drugs that were medication, rather, that was originally created for other purposes that are now. And then the other 3 feel like to do with your startup business. So this one is Delight.
Oh, lovely. Delight. Oh, it's a beautiful card. Babazani, I'm getting the word Amanzi as well. So,
you're South African.
Amanzi means water in Zulu.
Oh, and that's empowerment.
Empowerment. And the third one?
Positive outlook.
Yes. Outlook. So that looks all very good for Babazani then, doesn't it?
Neha's giving you blessings.
Give us some feedback, Babazani, in the comments. We'd love to know. And hello to South Africa, and hello to everyone watching in South Africa.
No.
And we're going to go back to the one we had before. This is the one you were talking about. So from Guidance, much appreciated for the reading. I have caught on January 22. Oh, good numbers. 22 here in the States. Anything ? Love and light. Thank you. So 22nd of January. That's a really good. So what's that? That's 22. That's 01 and it's 2025. So let's have a look.
For Neha. That's good. On the 22nd, yeah.
Oh, that's a 5. Oh, very nice too. Now that means perfection and being balanced, and it means natural healing as well, particularly where there's something happening on that day. So there's an absolute cycle that's going to be completed on that day. So it looks like on that day specifically, it's a problem-solving day. So whatever the outcome is of this court case, it means it's going to solve a major problem. What have you got there, Niha, please? What have you got there? Let's have a look.
I'm going to pull also an Archangel Michael card because I got to pull one of those. I got to call to pull one of those. And I got exactly what you're saying as well, that it is a good day and what you want will come to fruition if you stay in that vibration that it's done. You know, it's the law of assumption, I think.
I love
you
it.
know, again,
The guidance come back to us and tell us.
Yes, release all your fears, all your worries. I understand that, you know, court always is very triggering. It makes us feel like we're about to be judged. Are we going to get it wrong? You know, will I get it right? Will I be nervous? Will I be heard? Will I be seen? Also, muscle test all of that before your court case. Before also job interviews. I am seen. I am heard for who I authentically am. I'm able to communicate with clarity. And again, you can go to my YouTube or TikTok and find out some of those. Muscle test it if you can't muscle test. I'm able to communicate my point of view with clarity, but I think you're going to do good, and you just have to believe it. And you know, we'll just see what Archangel Michael has to say for you. Oh, there you go. I love this. I love this. I love this. And, you know, everyone could call on Archangel Michael. And I remember, you know, angels is where I first started because I rebelled against the rituals of which didn't make any sense in my cult, in my culture. But, you know, angels were non-religious and they're just here to guide and look after us. Beverly. So this one says, I'll read this to you, but I'll show it to you. It says, go forward fearlessly. So there you are, guidance. Go forward fearlessly. And I'll read you the prayer. It says, my prayer, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. So I think it really backs up what Beverly says. It's got some decision will be made that will basically help you and give you clarity. Go forward fearlessly. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt. Remember this. We are all beloved children of the universe. We are all protected by beloved children of the universe. Good luck, and let us know how you go.
So do you remember we had the question from Chalban about the little baby, about the pregnancy and the daughter? She came back to us in the chat and she said, yes, my daughter does want to know. So that's absolutely lovely. So we're getting towards the end of the show today. And what we're going to do now, we've got Simone, who we've answered the questions where she was saying she was going to have a slow takeoff, etc. And the next one is the Heather Cook. Thank you for the super chat, Heather. Nice energies. Any advice for my chronic pain? I do not take pharmaceuticals, all natural stuff or devices. Yeah, I must admit the TENS devices. There are other devices as well on the market, but the TENS does work really well. I use the little one and it does help a lot. Different techniques.
Herbal remedies that people have had great success with for chronic pain.
Exactly.
So it's
definitely
just
Paul, Heather, I'm sending you so much love and thank you for the super chat. Here's the thing that I go back to the pain that first of all what they said, and then secondly muscle tests. My pain is emotional. My pain is physical. My pain belongs to me. This belongs to my past life. Start pulling apart these threads so that you can really get to see. Remember in the beginning of this, and God bless you if you're still here listening to me waffle on 2 hours later, but you're my new best friends. You know, I said in the beginning we get to the reveal the source of it. So you have to pull away the layers. It's like a sticky mess. You want to find out what is the source of your chronic pain. I do recommend you also read the book, The Body Keeps the Score. I do recommend that you send as much love and forgiveness. And I'm getting as well test. I give myself permission to heal. That's a no.
Yeah.
We got one more, just so you know.
One more. What have you got? Oh, Anne, no. Birth name is Anne Wolf Larimer. I would love any message about my past lives. I have already asked about SA in this life, so I know part of it. And I know, I recognize you. Oh, yes. It looks like you got that one as well. That's the same as what I got, because Anna's given us questions before. So we know there's significant SA here. Bless her. So, and I know you're a survivor, and I know that you're doing extremely well with this. And as both Niha and I are survivors too, we honor you, and we know that you're doing extremely well. So well done. And you don't need to relive that trauma. You just need to accept it, forgive yourself. You are not to blame. Definitely not to blame for what you went through.
I can clear it for you if you want now. I can clear it for you and anybody else in the chat.
Let's do that. Anybody else in the chat, we are going to do a clearing for SA or CSA or any of the other ones. And then what we will do is we will do the list. So we've got the clearance, the tiredness, financial boost, healing boost, movement forward, and we've got expressive health as well. And if there's anything else,
that's quite a lot. We'll do as much as we can. I don't know how long we're on here for. How long are we on for? Are you all right? I don't mind if you don't.
We're on until we've got a little bit more time, but then we'll be finishing off with this clearing now. I don't think we have any more.
Yeah, we've got
time to go through. Ron, what do we have left?
No, we're pretty much good to go.
Okay, we've got some time.
Yeah.
We are good to go. So this is what we're going to do. So join us. Those of you who want to accept the energy, it's free will. Accept the energy if you wish. If you prefer not to have any of the energy or just watch, that's fine. Cross your arms, fold them over, close up nicely, cross your legs, and then just watch. That's absolutely fine. If you are wanting to accept, then palms up and then watch the screen and just accept that lovely energy. If you decide to change your mind later, that's also fine. Then just come back, rewatch the video. The energy will still be there and it will still find you. So both Neha and I are going to send you lovely energies covering all of those areas. And we thank you all for your chat this evening. We always love to hear from everybody. We really, really do. We love to hear all your questions, and we love to know that you're growing. And we wish everybody the very greatest January 2025. So here we go, Neha. Ready? Let's go.
Yes. You okay for me to do my mantra and my light codes and everything else?
You do yours. I'll do mine. So go ahead.
Wonderful, because I think that the purpose of multifaceted healing is just golden. What Beverli does is so practiced and beautiful, and mine just complements it. So just say yes, comments if you want to receive it. You can muscle test. I have trauma from being SA'd, and then muscle test afterwards. To the creator of all there is, it is commanded that all vows, oaths, promises, contracts, hidden soul contracts, hexes, curses, fears, beliefs, obligations placed upon others to always be a victim of your SA now be taken and sent to Creator's light. Through all lifetimes, past, present, future, in between lives, or time, space, and dimensions, backwards and forwards, forwards and backwards, through all languages and realities, above as it is below, within as it is without. All trauma from all these experiences now be released and sent to Creator's light, to Gaia, transmuted into light. All lessons learned, all soul fragments be washed, cleansed, returned whole, above as it is below, and in love and light. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Ashe. To the creator of all there is, it is commanded to reinstall the creator's highest definition, perspective, and meaning of what it is to be able to live your day-to-day life with ease, without the trauma, legacy, shame, blame of being essayed. Teaching you how to, when to, that it is possible to do so, that you're worthy of this, deserving of this, that you give yourself permission to do so with grace and compassion for the highest and best good of all. That it is safe to do so, teaching you what this smells like, feels like, tastes like. Through every breath you take, every piece of your DNA, above as it is below, and in love and light. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Aho. Namaste.
Namaste.
Amazing,
Thank
lady.
you
Thank
to
you so much.
everyone.
Thank you. And Niha, we definitely can't wait to have you back. You are just an epic guest. Energy's great. Everything that you're about is just, it's just awesome. So thank you for being here. Beverli, as always, thank you.
As always.
Side
Thank
chat.
you.
Mirror, mirror, my mirror, little yum yum.
Little yum yum.
Really
So
yum yum.
everyone in the side chat, the mods, the viewers at home, thank you for being an awesome community. The Discord will be open soon. Members night is coming soon. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming, and now that I got a pretty normal night's sleep last night. It was crazy. So I'm
Wow.
going to repeat that again tonight.
Ooh,
And pray for
you
the
show
tiny Nova God that she will have mercy
mods
upon her.
and the community. Oh, sorry to talk over you, Rob.
You're right,
I
yeah,
just wanted to thank everyone. I don't know, because it does take a community, people. It's not something that just happens on its own. So thank you from my side too.
Sure. But big things
Sorry,
coming, people. All right, honestly.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ron.
Peace out,
And
everybody.
thank you, Neha. Bye from me.